Hello, Floor. My name is Angie Perez. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Had a couple classes. Kind of easy. Nothing
That's
much
good.
going on.
An easy little day. So, as I mentioned to you last time, I am a caseworker from the Lake County Health Department, and I'm just here to help you adapt a little bit more into your new foster home. Okay? Last time I was here, we spoke about how you were feeling sad that day. How are you feeling now? How's your week going?
It's going a lot better. Last week was especially tough because it was the anniversary, but that day and then like a couple days after, I got to talk with my sister and kind of let out like our feelings to each other, and it helped a lot.
Yeah, that's very good. Were you guys able to do anything to pass time instead of just speaking?
Yeah, actually, we went to the arcade. That's one of our
Oh.
favorite things to do together. It was really fun.
Sounds like so much fun. Were you guys playing like versus each other, or just getting some tickets?
Both.
Okay, that sounds like a lot of fun. I'm glad you guys were able to do that. Were you also able to speak to your foster mom about what we spoke about?
Yeah, actually, when I brought it up to her, she was actually like excited that I wanted to get to know her more, and I'm glad that I brought it up and like asked her. And so we went to the mall. We went window shopping, like how I used to do with my family. And yeah, it wasn't just her that we went with; it was the whole family.
That's
was
very
nice.
good. So you guys had fun. Did you guys get any dinner after?
Yeah, we went to a restaurant. We sat down and ate.
Sounds good. I'm happy you guys were able to do that. So were you guys able to just enjoy the moment? Were you able to like make that connection that you had mentioned that you wanted to make?
I don't think it was like. So we did have fun, and I do think that it could be better. Like, I don't think like one weekend is gonna like create that bond that I want, but I'm hopeful.
Yeah, of course. I understand where you're coming from. Well, I hope that you guys could work on it a little bit more in the future. And the step that you just took this past weekend was a great step. So I hope you know that. Yeah. Last time we were together, we also spoke about you maybe getting a little bit more help in the counseling side. Because as I mentioned, this is not a therapy session. This is just me here checking up on you on a weekly basis just to see how you're doing. And I was able to get you these two places, which one of them is closer to home and the other one's a little further away. And so the one that's further away is called Camlet Cares, and they offer some counseling services. I went ahead and put transportation here just because it is going to be a little bit more tough to get there because it is further away. But the Lake County Health Department, which is where I'm working at, is a little bit closer to you and where you are home.
Okay.
So, and they also offer behavioral services, so I think it would be a good fit as well.
Okay.
Do you have any questions for me?
Is this going to cost anything? I don't want to have to like ask my foster parents to maybe pay for this.
That's a good question. So we won't know that yet. Whichever one you would like to know about more, I could go ahead and bring the information to you. And we can see, and I will be able to make calls to see which one would help you out more financially. And one thing that I will need is maybe the insurance information. You don't have to bring me all the details information because that is a little bit more private, but you could go ahead and just bring me the name of the insurance that your foster parents are using, so that I could go ahead and make some calls to see how much it would be, or if you would have to pay anything, because sometimes services could be free to some clients. Okay? Yeah. Is that all the questions that you have?
You said this one was further away from my house.
Yeah, so this was just a little bit further away. That's why I went ahead and put transportation, because I know sometimes you might want to go right after school and maybe your foster parents are still at work or things like that.
Yeah, I would think I would choose the one closer because I don't want to be like a burden to my foster parents and having to take me.
Okay, and why would you say that you didn't want to be like a burden to them?
I mean, in my the way I think, they didn't really ask for me. I mean, they're foster parents, but I don't know. I just don't want to inconvenience them.
Okay, makes sense. But I think we could speak a little bit more on why maybe you're feeling that it could be a burden.
Mm-hmm.
In the sense of they want you, like as you mentioned, you said that your foster mom was really glad that you reached out to her when you wanted to make like a connection and a bond with her.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that if you do ask them if they could take you a little bit further away, I don't think they'd mind. Or do you think they'd mind based on what you've been living at home?
No, they haven't really said anything to make me think that. I think that's just me and how I feel about maybe being a burden to like everyone in my life, but I could work on that.
Okay, and we could actually work on that. One of the things that we were going to speak about next was some goals that we could set up for our sessions that we will have weekly, and we could definitely write how to maybe cope with some emotions that you're feeling with, like being a burden to some people, because it could help you a lot. Okay,
I think that's a good goal.
So would you like to write that one as a goal?
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna write that one as a goal.
Okay.
And as I mentioned, these are some goals that we could work on throughout the week. We don't have to have a set time frame for them, so we could definitely work on them little by little, baby steps, because not everything is quick. And I think that will help you out a lot. Which other goal would you like us to write?
I think one for me right now would be being able to communicate like my feelings with my foster parents, which will then help like our bond and stuff that I am wanting with them. So yeah, being a little bit more open about my feelings with them.
Okay. And from what I'm hearing is that we could definitely work on that because we want to have that bond with them, and maybe this could also help within the area of communicating with them and letting them know how you're feeling with the bond, and also maybe even helping your emotions on feeling like a burden, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it's a good one. Any other one that you would like us to add?
I think a personal one I have for myself is just being more confident in myself. I'm a naturally like shy person, so I don't really talk a whole lot, and so I think that really affects my confidence, and so I think I need to be better at like maybe talking to more people or working on like presenting during class.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is that you want to work on your self-confidence and presenting and speaking to a crowd.
Yeah.
And your classmates, of course, as well.
Definitely.
Okay, that sounds like a perfect goal as well. So as I mentioned, this is something we could work on a week-to-week basis. We can stop with these 3 goals because I think this is a great start right here. But if you have any other goals that you could think of from now until the following week that we meet, we can add them then as well. Okay. So even if you have them, like let's say you think about one tomorrow, we could go ahead and add it next week. You just write it down on a little piece of paper and bring it up. Okay.
That's good.
Yeah, no problem. So a little bit of a summary of what we spoke about today, because our time is almost up, is that we spoke about how you were feeling last week and how you were able to cope in speaking with your sister and also going and playing some arcade games, which were fun.
Yeah.
And then we also spoke about how you were able to speak to your foster mom about wanting to form a bond and doing some things that you used to do with your parents. I think that was also a great step because you were able to do it with your whole foster family. And you guys even got some dinner after. And then I went ahead and we spoke about the resources.
Right.
And I actually want to come back to it. Did you want to focus on one specifically that I could bring to you next week?
The Lake County Health Department.
Okay.
Yeah.
We could go ahead and do that. And I will bring you the information, and you could go ahead and bring me the insurance information as I had mentioned. Okay? So then we also spoke about our goals. So with me, we will have these sessions weekly until you would like to stop them, of course, because this is optional for you. And one of them is that you just want to talk with your foster parents more about your emotions. And we could work towards your feelings of feeling like you're a burden as well. And then also working on a personal one that you mentioned about self-confidence and speaking to the public or with any classmates, right?
Yeah.
Okay, these sound like great goals, and I am so excited to work with you with them. Okay? But yeah, do you have any questions for me?
No.
Okay. One last thing is, are you okay with us meeting at the same time, same day next week, or would you like to change?
This is a good time.
Okay, so on Thursday we are going to meet at 11:30 during your study hall, and then we could do that next week.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds perfect. Are you okay with having the same space?
Yeah.
Okay, so I will see you next week.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.